the MissJudged podcast. Don't forget, it's at MissJudged podcast, one word. Thank you for coming back, guys. I am Alyssa.
I'm Teresa, and today we have another guest with us.
Yeah.
We have Mike, and we're just going to let you take it away. Give us an intro.
Yes.
Tell us who you are, what you do, where we can find you.
Yeah, give us their backstory.
Okay, I'm a producer at Gas Digital Network, employee number 4 on. I consider myself the Joe Rogan of Armored Combat. I do, commentary for live events, color commentary, walking around, kind of making fun of the people while they're hitting each other with like maces and swords in 2024. It's pretty wild stuff.
I love
Wait,
that,
what
actually.
is this and where can I find it?
Are they LARPing? I'm confused.
They're not exactly LARPing. Like, they know that it's present. Like, there are some people who like ask you to call them like dame and lady, and I'm like, all right, dude, like
Let's calm
you're
down.
taking it a little too far. But no, like, these are just people who they're very into fighting, they're into combat, or and a lot of like the martial arts code and stuff, and like it's their hobby to get together. They put on like this full armor and they just beat each other up for a while. Very cool.
This is like a thing.
Yeah.
I love this.
It's like a bodybuilder competition?
Not a bodybuilder competition.
But like for them to just fight combat with each other?
They are literally just going to beat each other up with swords and stuff.
And
like
you're just making fun of them?
I mean, no, like I walk around and I'm like, yo, it looks really hot in that armor. How are you still standing up? This guy is beating you up, dude. You should probably quit. And I do a weekly podcast with former UFC champion, current Hall of Famer, and commentator Michael Bisping, where we just talk about like the week of fights just passed, fights coming up, any fight news. So yeah, that's kind of my world.
Awesome.
I love that.
Little sidebar, did you grow up fighting or anything, or you just really like the sport to watch?
So like I took martial arts when I was like 6 or 7 in like a strip mall, and it's like, you do the like hi, and it's like I tell
Did you
people,
break a board?
I never got up to breaking the board.
Damn, I want to do that so bad.
So they would have you do these like, essentially they were like choreographed dances, almost like what you would see on Power Rangers, where it was like you would have to like make this step and then do this and then throw a pop, but it'd be no one. It would just be people in a gym watching you like, yeah, you did that correct. You get to move up a belt. Cause it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just something to keep kids like off the streets. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But I tell people all the time, I didn't know how to throw a punch until I was 31, I believe.
Even with the martial arts training?
Yeah, I mean, that was nonsense martial arts training. It was absolute, my sensei was named Dave and he drove a Prius. Like, this is not a martial arts grandmaster who's going to teach me anything. Yeah, I don't know. I got super into the UFC in my early 20s.
Okay.
And that just became kind of my whole personality. And I never like got into fights, never like went to jiu-jitsu gyms or anything like that. But we had an opportunity through my job came up where I could do a bunch of like silly fights. And I was like, yeah, that's a good reason to get in great shape. And it was, it's a good time. So I know martial arts now, but absolutely nothing from being a kid.
That's so funny.
I love it. Well, today we're going to get into what happens after dating, right? Because you, let's hear about your love life a little bit, because we are single girlies. So we
Okay.
need a male perspective on what happens after you kind of find the person you should be with. And how did you guys come to that? Like, we're going to get into all of that stuff. So why
Just
don't
let
you
us know what's your relationship status currently?
So I'm engaged currently.
Okay.
And you have a little bambino.
I do. I have a beautiful baby girl. She
Aw.
is 20 months.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah.
I thought that we were with child.
No,
The child's here.
No,
Yeah,
the child
kid's
has
here.
the child has blessed this earth
They
a while
have.
ago.
I want to make clear, we were never with child.
You're
Oh my
right,
God,
she
what a
was.
good distinction.
Yeah,
What a
no,
king.
She was doing
I know.
she was doing all the work there. I definitely out-ate her for the pregnancy, though.
Oh,
I was not going to let her gain more weight than me in pregnancy. That would be crazy.
So
That
it was
is-
a competition.
yeah.
It wasn't just sympathy weight.
No, I mean, it goes beyond sympathy. It's like my wife has always been, she's my fiance, and I know you're going to like get on my case, but I'm going to keep calling her my wife because I've been calling her my wife for 2 years. And
Aw.
I'm not going to knock that off.
Wait, when did you start calling her your wife?
Maybe 6 weeks after I put the ring on her finger.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
You know
okay,
what I mean?
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I don't, fiance is the worst. Yeah, I don't know. I had a fiance once before. I was engaged once upon a time. Like I did like the typical track of like kind of what I heard y'all talking about in your last episode. And went down that path of like getting engaged and got to the point of like, okay, what happens after dating when we actually have to go and plan this wedding? And I kind of found out like, I don't love this person. I don't want to spend the rest of my life with this person. I'm not having the most fun ever with this person. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Like,
I have actually some questions there.
Okay,
Should
let's
we just
go.
jump into it?
Well, I just want to say, as someone who's planned a lot of weddings, I've seen a lot of weddings end in the middle of planning because people come to that realization. I've had like 8 clients over 5 years that have called off the wedding. And I feel like sometimes it was because they just weren't with the right person. Sometimes I felt like stuff happened. But yeah, I want the tea.
Just
I
like-
want the
even if,
gossip.
here's the thing, the only reason stuff's going to happen is if you're not with the right person. You
Well,
know what
is
I
it
mean?
just that you felt like you were going down this, what society expects of like,
Mhm.
that was just the next step you thought of getting engaged?
Yeah, so it's like I remember being so like rigid with it that when I've always been like anti-dating, right? I don't think
It's the
dating's
worst.
real, right?
Wait. What do you mean?
I just don't think dating's real. I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think following that pattern you are going to meet your soulmate. You know what I mean? The person who is going to make you happiest in the world, the person who's going to complete you, make you a better person, make you strive to be better every day.
Yeah.
That just doesn't feel like I'm going to find this person by swiping on Tinder and, hanging out enough times, hooking up enough times before I'm eventually like, I mean, I'm pretty comfortable. Like,
Well-
why would I leave this to go see I've seen what else is out there and it stinks. This is
Right.
comfy.
Wait, well, how did you guys meet?
Yeah. How'd you
Who?
meet your fiance?
Yeah.
My ex?
Your current fiance?
Well, how'd you meet both, actually? Let's go into it. How'd you meet the first fiance and the good fiance?
Look, both great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not taking anything away from the first one. She just wasn't right for me. She
Right.
Yeah.
found somebody who was right for her very shortly after. They got similar situation to me, right? Like they got together within, a couple of years. They're married. Very shortly after that, they have a baby. Like she found the person she was looking for, and
And
I did too. So
amazing.
it's
That's
like,
great.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love to hear someone talk about their ex like that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, so
yeah,
refreshing.
it's the dopest. Like,
Yeah.
there is no ill will there. It's very nice.
Yeah.
Did
I
you
I
know
like
your
this.
partner before you guys started dating?
Uh,
Like, were you guys friends of a friend group maybe, or you guys met and then organically just came together?
So
we hung out around the same people,
Okay.
and there was
Okay.
always like a very flirty vibe between us. And she was not ready to date anyone, but I knew she like kind of had a crush on me.
Okay.
So I just kind of
Love it.
pulled that string for like the better part of a year, and then we got together.
wait, you got out of the friend zone?
It was never like
Oh,
a
it was never
friend zone
friend
thing.
zone?
It was
Okay.
like she really wanted to date me, but like I said, just
Yeah.
wasn't ready for
Okay.
like any kind of a relationship. And when she was, it was like, all right, cool. Like let's see where this takes us. We were together. It was like very volatile. There was a lot of arguments, but we did really care for each other. And eventually I just found myself like maybe a year in, she moved in because it's like, that's what you're supposed to do. And then we're
Mhm.
together for like 2.5 years. And one of the people in our friend group gets engaged, and then another one. And she starts like crying, asking when it's her turn.
Yeah.
And it's like, at that point, I already have the ring. You know what I mean? Like if it's going to get to the point where you're breaking down and crying, I'm
Yeah,
either
let's just do it.
I already have the ring and I'm
Yeah.
ready to take this step, or we've already broken up because I know that this is not going to work. And I think it was just a level, like I said, comfortability thing where it's
Yeah.
like I'm 27 now. It's time to buckle down.
Oh my
like,
God.
you know what I mean? Find myself
So young.
Yeah.
get married, have a kid, do the whole
Yeah.
night. Like I was getting ready for that phase of my life. And like I said, she wasn't the right person and I wasn't in the right place in my life at the time.
Well, good for you for ending up before the marriage.
Yeah.
Did you ever date anyone off an app?
Uh,
Like for a long period of time or
No,
Yeah,
no,
just
no.
it was for play.
straight for play.
I love it. Okay, all right. So
Have you like found a long-term relationship off of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Hinge or any of those?
literally been with someone for years and years and years.
The first date I went on from Hinge when I was dating years ago, I dated him for 2.5 years. That was my first and only date from the apps.
First and only.
First and only. I mean, since then I've gone on the apps plenty and dated,
Mm.
but my first time ever being on the apps, first date, dated 2.5 years.
I
Yeah.
literally have had only serious relationships off online dating. And I was fully engaged, lived with someone from it.
Ooh, okay.
He didn't make it down the aisle, though. He didn't make, he didn't. He
You
failed
got
the-
engaged too?
Yeah, he failed the test, though.
He failed the test.
Yeah.
What was the test?
Are you going to make it down the aisle?
Oh, so you were all in for the thing. And he was like,
No. I was the one. No.
You caught him?
No, there was it was a situation where I was engaged to somebody who was only ready to be with himself. Like he didn't know how to be with another person. It was all about his needs and what was for him. And he did not know how to make space in his life for someone else. So I had to make a lot of concessions. And I was like, when I saw him take his one plate and his one fork out the sink and put it in the dishwasher, but then I was like, feel like this is not my person.
Really? Like that's the hard line for you.
Well, no, it was
It's
it was
always
after
a
a
collective
lot.
of things, but like
Mhm.
It was
then
a
you
lot.
find those few things that are consistent and common. And you're like, I cannot live with this
No,
forever.
it
You
was
always remember
it was
the
a
straw that
lot.
broke the camel's
It was
back.
Yeah,
that was
you do.
I remember watching him do that after I'd been like, oh my God, he only looks out for himself for like months and months. And that was the one moment where I was like, I just observed it and I was like, is this man for fucking real? Like, this is literally
you,
my life.
This was after she just made his whole meal.
Yeah, I made the whole dinner, cooked him like a really nice meal. And he was like, let me just he took it out the sink and left.
Yeah, that's a lot. I'll admit that's a lot.
Yeah. And I was like, are you gonna, and he was like, no, you can do it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You called him on it and he was
Yeah.
like, and then at that moment you were like, all right, dog.
Yeah.
I'll get the dishes. You should get this. And just
Yeah.
drop the ring in his drink.
Yep. I was like, you can do life alone now.
How's he doing?
I mean, we're on good terms.
Okay.
Like we're good. But yeah,
Wait,
it was an interesting experiment. Once you're engaged, it's an interesting experiment because after that exactly what you want. It's almost like
Mhm.
now I know exactly what I don't want and what I need.
Mhm.
You need to know what you need, by the way. Nope. And now you really are ready.
Mm-hmm.
The next person I get engaged to is making it down the aisle.
There you go. I like it. I like the
Yeah.
idea of like a test run engagement
Uh-huh.
where it's like, it's
Let's
almost
do
like
it.
a near-death experience.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's
Now
great.
you know. It's almost like, oh my God, it's kind of like a divorce light. Like
Yeah.
you got out of it for less money.
1,000%.
I got out of it I got to keep the ring. So I got out of it for no money. I mean, I'm
Nice.
good.
Good. Did you
Yeah.
reuse it?
No.
Yeah, good question.
No. I tried to pawn while I was homeless. I tried to pawn it, and they gave me like the most insane lowball offer for it, and I said that's insane, sir. I would never. Then I lost it.
Oh,
my God.
You're like, I would have taken it.
Yeah, now I'm thinking about it. Like that $800 sounds nice.
Oh my God.
Wait, so
No, that's
how did you
devastating.
meet your fiance wife now? then?
So we applied for the same internship on the same day.
Wait, I love that. Okay,
Yeah.
so you've only met people that like were serious like very organically, which
Yeah.
is amazing and very unusual in this day and time,
Yeah.
honestly.
I don't know. I mean, I guess. Look, like I said, if you're following this like cookie cutter model of like I'm only gonna meet up with people off a dating app who are gonna do drinks, coffee, or dinner, like if I'm pressing on that first date or expecting on that first date to be asked when the second date is going to happen. Like you will, if you keep following those threads down, you will continue to get dates and continue to get people who are comfortable enough with you being around and scared enough of the like other side of the pillow, of being alone, of being single, of having to find a person, that eventually you'll find something that's like, I don't know, like water meets its level. But to me,
Yeah.
like
I love another perspective on it.
I mean,
I'm
it is
open.
just this arbitrary set of rules that we're all trying to follow anyways. Like, what are we all doing?
Yeah, it's our boundaries though sometimes.
Yeah. But I love that you're meeting people organically
I
and
know.
like the relationship is going so well, obviously.
I can't do that. I only work with women and gays.
Well, okay, let's
Okay.
Not
let's
meeting
bring it
anyone.
back
you get coffee
though.
though in the morning, right?
No, I make mine espresso.
Okay.
Let's bring it back to what was your guys' first date then?
Yeah.
So our first date was trying to think of what you would even classify as our first date because
Because you guys got to know each other at work, obviously.
Oh, yeah,
we
so
got yeah, I would say like we did get to know each other very well. Like, all right, so I'll put it to you like this. I think it was like we did a thing like we showed up for this internship and it was a once a week thing on we were all competing for the same job.
Yeah.
So I started Yeah, so we started working there, and we would meet once a week for the show, right? And we got to know each other a little bit. And I remember overhearing on our second, it was either our first or second week there. She goes, "Yeah, I got a boyfriend, but I should have dumped him like 3 years ago." And I
Oh my
went,
God.
"Oh, okay.
The,
Well,
Yeah.
the way that we leave relationships mentally before we leave them as women.
yo, it's wild."
It's
Yeah.
crazy. We could be fully healed the next day.
Yeah.
Because we've mentally tried and left a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, crazy.
So
That's it. You guys do check out hard.
Hard.
Like when there's no worse feeling than a woman checking out.
That's
It is
because
amazing.
we've put in all the effort we can possibly and tell you all the things that we need back. And if we're not getting it, we're finally like, get the fuck out of my face.
Literally.
Like, I can't do this anymore. I can literally not walk the horse to the water hole. Like,
way-
I can't do all of it.
You just get so burnt out.
It's just
Yeah.
the way that we literally said 70 times, hey, I'm unhappy. Can this change? And the
Mhm.
way it was like, what are you talking about? You're crazy. And then it's like, hey, I'm leaving the relationship. What? This is coming out of nowhere. What? It's like, it was literally a year, but
Mhm.
like they're surprised. It's always funny.
So now I'm just getting like chills down my spine because I keep getting told I'm on my phone way, way, way too much.
Oh.
And I'm like,
don't do that.
yeah, but whatever. It's my one thing, dude. Like I'm a super attentive dad. I'm giving her foot rubs while I'm playing my little games on my phone. Like I'm a.
How are you doing the phone with the foot rub?
What are you talking about?
We can, all right, you doing it one-handed?
Yeah, so you grab a foot and you just got to get like that
Oh,
inside
okay.
arch, right?
Oh,
You get
and
like a
then
good grip strength
one
around,
hand.
right? And then
Okay.
you do the reverse.
Okay,
get
so
the
he's
other
doing
side,
one hand for
Yeah.
those listening. Okay.
and then get the heel.
Okay,
Right?
all right.
And then I put like I'm done with my game. Now I can put it down. Let's crack the toes and start working
Oh my-
along the
okay.
top.
Cracking
Yeah.
Wow. I never want my feet touched.
Are you serious?
I literally have a phobia about feet.
How old are you?
36.
I mean,
I don't want them touched.
That's absurd to me. You can be walking around New York City all day and not be like, man, my dog's is barking.
I want to
need
pay.
a
I want to
foot
pay a
rub."
stranger for it.
So actually,
I don't want my partner to.
I
do it.
dated somebody who didn't like feet either, and even snuggling, I couldn't put my feet on them.
Exactly.
But it's like so weird.
No, I don't like it.
It was such a hard thing for me to actually unlearn that it was okay. Like I then dated somebody who like wanted to rub my feet, and I was like, oh wait,
No.
okay,
This is okay?
this is fine. And
my
I was like, this is
God.
actually nice.
Well, you all know I hate cuddling, but also don't touch me with your feet. That's disgusting.
I
I
mean-
feel like we're like little monkeys in a tree.
What
like
if they just got out of the shower?
I just don't want your clammy ass feet on me.
So
honestly.
are you the type where you're like, look, my future husband, I would really it would be dope to have separate bedrooms.
I mean,
You know,
I'm not.
This the
I'm
first
not
time you've
counting
considered
it out.
I've seen some success stories with
Yeah,
that.
I'm not
I have
counting it
too.
out.
Yeah.
So
I am a light sleeper.
Okay, light
I'm very
sleeper,
light.
don't like to be touched, feet can't be anywhere near you.
I get hot.
Okay.
There's a lot. Yeah. But I mean, I've only had serious partners that sleep very quietly. I actually used to check if my fiance was dead because he slept like a vampire.
No
he
way.
literally slept.
always so
like,
scary.
I swear to God, he slept one night with his hands crossed and he didn't
One
move.
I've seen it before.
I was like, is he a vampire? He did look so young for his age too.
There you
I
go.
was like, he's a vampire, I think.
Was it the guy who's like taking his son's blood?
No.
Have you seen that guy?
Yeah, what
Wait,
was that?
wait.
There's
This
like
is a thing?
Yeah, there's like a CEO.
Wait, I wasn't sure what you were talking about.
No, yeah, I did see that something. I don't remember what it was for, but he did take his son's
That
Yeah, like
blood
he
to
takes
stay
a,
young or something.
Oh, the plasma? We're spinning the plasma?
maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
Maybe he was spinning
He's
the
putting
plasma.
it on his face like little
Like,
baby plasma.
No.
PRP.
Dude, that's genius. That's
Uh,
why we need to have kids. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it is. It's dude, the amount of collagen I suck out
Oh
of my
my
baby regularly.
Oh my God, though. Did your wait? All right, when she had the baby,
Yes.
did she eat her placenta?
No, I really wanted to.
Yeah.
But we had to have an emergency C-section because
Oh.
there was like a rupture at some point.
Yeah.
So they like by the time it got to it, they were like, nah, like we medically can't give like you can see it,
Oh.
but like we can't release this to
Really?
you. It's like toxic.
Interesting. I didn't know that
Oh,
happened.
wow.
Yeah, I
That's
didn't either.
crazy.
I found
That's
that
insane.
out while they were sewing up my wife.
Oh my
It was pretty
God.
scary.
You saw her being filleted. Our sisters are being filleted with these C-sections.
What?
Yeah.
Like
it's
sisters,
It's like
women?
literally like my cousin had twins and she had a C-section and she said that her husband walked in the wrong entrance and he saw behind the tarp. And
I was behind the tarp.
she said that he
You were
came in
okay?
and then all of a sudden she heard the doctor be like, let's get the husband, because he kind of, and he's a tough dude, apparently almost fainted because he said he came around the tarp and said, sorry, your intestines were sitting on your chest.
They were. It's so all the organs are out.
Fuck!
It's the scariest thing.
Dad,
It
how
looks
are
like
you
a
still
horror
alive?
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you still alive?
Dude, you guys bleed for like 4 days a month
Whoa.
and don't die. Like
Yeah.
your bodies
Don't fuck
are
with us.
used to like survival mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really
do.
are.
We bleed and don't die.
Yeah,
Don't, let
it's-
that be a lesson to men.
It's scary, dude. Don't mess with a woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's terrifying, but you know, at the end of the day, it's like I see the way the scar is healed up. It was like it was very painful for a few days, like few weeks.
Yeah.
Driving around in the car was like super dangerous, like going over bumps and stuff. But for the most
Oh.
part, it's like it's the much preferred option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Like schedule it at 8 a.m. You're done by 10 a.m.
Also, though, can I ask why you wanted to eat it?
You know,
his-
magic healing powers.
Yeah.
I mean, I just wanted to
Benefits.
hear. I just wanted to hear it from him.
I just
Oh,
feel like
yeah.
there's like
you
some.
wanted to be closer to your wife.
Yeah, I
And
mean
the
that part's
baby?
kind of cool, but like
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like there's it would have unlocked some kind of like ancient Aztec warrior powers in me. You know what I mean?
100%. You
Like-
sleep so well at night. You would have the glow of the CEO that's vampiring your son.
There you go.
Yeah.
That was the idea. So maybe with baby number 2.
Okay.
Maybe with baby number 2,
So-
we'll get
Fingers
like a
crossed for
healthy
you.
placenta.
Was this a
People were arguing over it, by the way.
Really?
Like multiple friends of mine were like, "Yo, can we please eat that placenta?"
No, but like I should have asked Diana.
I don't know about that.
I want to eat it.
I'm
So-
not trying to eat my friend's placentas.
No, I just had a PRP facial like a month ago. Let's go. I'll do the thing.
What is a PRP facial? That's
Okay, so they
plus-
literally
no, it has nothing
Like,
to do with
Okay.
placenta.
No.
placenta
they
laden
take your
facial?
blood out and they
Okay.
spin it and then they put all these needles on your face called microneedling and they like open all your
with just the plasma.
No. They do the
way.
microneedling first.
So they open
And
it all
then
up and then
they put
smear
the
your
plasma
face.
on and I left looking like a horror movie. Like I had blood all over my face. Like I had to walk by my doorman and all the people in the elevator like, hello. Because you can't put like sunglasses and a hat on because like it's all, you know, you
Yeah,
wanna,
yeah, you can't
and
cover
you have
that.
to let it sit for like over a day. So I did it at night, slept with it. I worked from home. I didn't schedule any Zooms the next day. I was just living my life.
You were on your substance
little
grind.
bloody
you were like,
face.
2 days
Yeah,
off, 2
pretty
days on.
much. It was a Friday. It was
Okay.
good.
It's fine.
But wait, I have a question for you because so you guys got engaged first and then got pregnant.
No.
No, you got pregnant first.
Yeah.
Was it a surprise?
Ish. I don't know. So it was a thing like I don't know. I'm very, like I was saying, like right before we started talking, like I'm very proud of like my like love story. Like
Yeah.
that's like the thing I feel like I worked the hardest on. And it's like proved the most, like the best results. So I don't know. The deal with us, like we were hooking up a bit while she was in a relationship. Had to cut that off because we were both getting feelings, but she just wasn't ready to leave that relationship. So yeah, like I then spent the next like 2.5 years being like, all right, well, I found my person. When she figures it out, I'll be ready. But in the meantime, I'm going to go on these apps and find situationships.
Okay, so that's why the apps didn't work out. You were already in love with somebody else.
Yeah, so like I do think that is like that's a unique thing to me, like where I am. I felt like I've always felt like if I find someone who I'm super into, it's like, all right, that's the only thing I'm really focused on, and everything else is like, all right, like I'm not taking any of this seriously because I have my person, you know?
Yeah.
How long after she realized that she wanted to date did you then take to propose?
We were together for maybe like 1.5 years or so.
Okay.
So it's like I knew I was in love with her for like 5 years or so, right? So it's a thing like where
Wow.
it's like as soon as we start dating and it's like, oh no, this is even better than I thought it was gonna be. Like
Yeah.
this absolutely rocks. How do we like what are we doing here? Like let's start scheming on how to get a house. Like come on, dude. Like let's
I love like
let's
loyal
start
king.
building.
I know.
This is a loyal story. I love this.
Yeah. So it was just and like I don't know, she went to Italy on a girls trip and came back with a fertility necklace that she got in Calabria, I think it was.
Oh, my people are always trying to get everyone pregnant. And pregnant and fed.
Yo,
That's literally
straight up. So she came back with this little chili pepper, and it worked.
Oh my God. Wait, so you guys were like trying?
No.
Oh,
She just thought it was
she
like
was
a
like, it's
cool.
happening.
She thought it was a cool charm, like you
Yeah.
know, from like something. It's like a nice thing to bring back, and it's a fun story. Like, yeah, you know, supposedly it's a fertility charm or
Oh my
whatever.
God, that's
And it
so
worked.
funny.
And I mean, like, I'm telling you, I got her pregnant, and like 3 days later, it fell
What?
off. Like, it was just like it did its job.
Wow. Wait, I love that my people helped you. That's my home country.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Wait, so okay. As a man, because you guys
Yes.
are engaged and you
Yes.
have a child, and you've been engaged for over a year now,
Mm.
are people like the way that our friends that have been pregnant and not married get the question all the time? Do you as a guy get that question from people like, when are you guys getting married? Are you
Oh, constantly.
really?
But I think it's more of a thing like people just genuinely want to know because they want to block off time in their calendar to come celebrate our love. Like, I don't think
Okay.
it's like a malicious thing. I think it's like,
Okay.
No, even just like we feel like sometimes the man isn't always involved in that conversation. Where
Yeah.
like people would
Oh,
ask
no.
the women more.
Yeah.
So we just didn't know if you guys are getting that same thing.
constantly.
Okay.
Constantly.
And do you now also get the when are you having baby number 2?
We honestly like, all right, my mom was on that like
Yeah.
when Alex was like 7 months pregnant. You know what I mean? Like she was, they're rip roaring for another one. But no, I mean, I mean, every now and again I get asked like, hey, you know, are you guys thinking about another one? And we actually do have an answer for it. Like we do have like kind of a
Yeah.
plan this time for baby number 2. And we are hoping to get like the idea is like get married in between pregnancies.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, of course. You want to like, everybody always wants to like be looking and feeling good, not be
Yeah.
pregnant.
I know, but
or healing.
Do you guys have a wedding date set?
no, we have a time frame set.
Okay.
But yeah, we're I don't know. The wedding is like not. I don't know. We have both teetered on the like, yo, let's just go to the courthouse, get this paperwork done, and
I
then
mean,
figure out a party after.
Yeah,
Like,
who
that's
cares?
always
That's
an
all
option.
it is.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
literally always an option.
I mean,
as someone who knows.
there's a very small part of me that's like, you know, I remember being in like CCD when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And like learning about all the sacraments and being like, all right, so you can't do priesthood and marriage, but I could probably do 6 of them. I think that sounds pretty good to get me into heaven. So like,
Yeah.
there's a small part of me that kind of wants to get married in the church.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Dude, it's very common. I would say like 50% of my weddings next year are happening ceremonies in a church.
Yeah, dude,
Super
Christians are
common
making a
still.
comeback, dude. Never count the Christians out.
It's Christians
Did
and Catholics.
Did they go somewhere?
What?
They made a comeback. Did they go somewhere?
They
Yeah,
were,
I feel like we've been here.
we were pretty godless and lawless for a few
I
years
feel
there.
like we're still kind of there, even with religion, but that's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah.
Okay, so before you guys got pregnant, did you chat about like, oh, this is how we're gonna raise our kid? Like, are you guys
Yes.
gentle parents, or
Oh,
are
yeah.
we like cursing and what are we doing? Are we having fights with smiles?
I'm cursing just because I really try. We've tried to replace pretty much every curse with stinky. It's like, are you out of your stinky mind? Are you stinky serious?
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah, it's very fun. We sound like crazy people, but
Yeah.
I do enjoy it. But no, like nothing, never yelling at the baby, never
Well,
hitting, never.
They're little.
Yeah,
You know, wait till they're 5 and they start to drive you crazy.
she's already driving me crazy.
Yeah. they do
Really?
that.
Wait, so she's talking
She's
now?
in the
Walking.
terrible 2s right now.
Also, I mean,
yeah.
I think personally, anyways, like having those discussions beforehand, obviously 100% do so, because if even just as simple as spanking.
Yeah. What are we doing?
No one's spanking my kid.
No. I
Yeah.
mean, okay, good.
Like maybe in a consensual way when
I've-
she's 19.
I've-
Like, God bless.
Oh my God, you're
I
like,
can't believe that.
What did you
What?
what?
At least you're not
At least
blind.
you're aware.
Are you gonna let
know?
her date?
No, she's gonna be a nun. What?
You know what? We're gonna have this.
I'm like,
podcast.
I feel like,
look,
okay.
At the end of the day, crossing my fingers for lesbian. But,
Really?
Me too.
yeah, dude, how dope would that be?
Yeah.
Be like, yo, nice. Yo, for real?
Yeah.
My little girl
I mean,
pulled that down?
literally.
Nice.
I think it's easier, honestly.
That sounds so cool.
Men are savages.
I just feel like maybe the people that I've been around or conversing with, they have different views. So it's actually really nice to hear that some people are okay with spanking.
For real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't
Like,
think it's gone away necessarily.
Some people are okay with like,
Why?
well, here's the
Why
thing.
would you hit your kid?
I
It's
don't
there's
understand
No,
it.
there's a difference. I think there's levels, right? Because we've seen that gentle parenting where the kid is a fucking nightmare and they need to be kind of reined in. They need some discipline. I don't think you need to spank them, but I definitely think we're out here sometimes letting our kids literally run around a restaurant. Like, where was I? I was at like Maria or somewhere and someone was letting their kid run around. I'm like, this is not the place.
Yeah, that's an awful parent.
That's what I'm saying.
That's as negligent as spanking your child.
But
it's like you
sometimes-
pick that kid up,
Yeah.
pull that kid outside, say, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
This is not what we're here for. We're here to do
Yeah.
X, Y, and Z.
But that's discipline.
You have a conversation with your kid. There's
Yeah.
never you really think that kid who's running around having the time of their life, obviously looking for attention or some kind of
Right.
stimulation release, you think putting them over your knee and spanking them, embarrassing them in
Right.
front of other
Yeah, I
people
agree.
is going to help them in any way, shape, or form?
not
No,
It's
crazy
I'm
to
not.
me.
I'm not
It's
here for
absolutely
spanking.
crazy.
I'm just here for
But-
light discipline, though, because some people are out here with zero discipline.
Yeah, no, that's a negligent parent. That's that's crazy. But any sort of violence, it's like, yo, this kid did not ask to be brought here. Like
No,
me
not at
having
all.
a kid is in very many ways a selfish act, right?
Yeah.
Like
Right.
this life didn't ask to be created, didn't ask
Right.
to have to eat food and pay taxes. Like that stinks.
Yeah.
you know.
It sure
I-
does.
And I curse this kid with that. So it's like, and now you're gonna add a spanking to that? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, like, as adults, we don't know how strong we are, especially if we're hitting while we're upset. Like, you have no idea. And why? It's not actually solving an issue.
The
I
way
don't- I'm not here
that
for spanking.
everything
I'm
has
not in it.
changed
Thank you.
so much in the last 30 years. Like, good God.
Did you get hit by your parents?
Of course, everyone got spanked. There you go.
I never have gotten
You've
spanked.
never been spanked?
Like I said, my mom has like done one of these when my sister and I are fighting in the back seat. That's like, like she's never spanked me. No.
oh my God,
I've never been
no. I
spanked.
got spanked.
I got the crap beaten out. Like my dad was a cop, right? So like, and his dad would like, it's generational, right? Like he
Yeah,
thought he
of
was
course.
being easy on me,
Right.
but it's
Yeah.
like his dad would come home with like a literal blackthorn stick and just start beating their shins with it
Yeah.
if like anything happened.
Yeah.
So it's like
yeah.
it took a lot for me to get hit, but when I got hit, I got the crap kicked out of me, and I was like
Yeah.
7. That's terrifying
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Well,
You learn nothing from that.
No,
I think some of it
absolutely.
is also cultural, though. If you know the
Yeah.
slipper, you know the slipper. There's a whole bunch of cultures where they utilize the slipper. If you know, you know.
Okay.
You whip that thing across the room. But like, I'm just saying, like, I don't agree with like beating the shit out of your kids. Like,
No.
that's not what anybody should be doing. But it's like, I feel like if you're gonna have a kid, you should be on the same page with what you want to do and how you want to raise it or her, and just kind of have that conversation before you even have the baby. You
So
know?
that was like a big thing with fiance number 1.
Yo.
We talked about I remember we talked about hypothetical kids coming down the pipeline, and she made the point like my kid's never gonna taste McDonald's. And I was like, yo, you're really just never gonna let a kid have a happy. I'm not saying
Oh yeah.
we're gonna stop for quarter pounders every Friday night.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying every now and again a kid should be able to have a happy
I
meal.
loved the way I was literally raised on fast food,
Dude,
though.
the way
We
I
went
would
through
go
too much.
feral
We
for
went
a
too
happy
much.
meal.
Yeah.
We lived off. My mom actually cried and apologized to me one day as an adult.
feeding
like,
you so much
we gave you
McDonald's?
so much bad food because like we did eat like shit because we played sports and stuff. So we are always finishing like softball games and stuff really late. So it would be like, let's go to McDonald's.
Yeah,
so like
and you
that's
also
easy.
have a minivan full of kids. It's
Yeah.
like I'm not
Right.
taking you guys out
Yeah.
for steaks.
And
You
it-
guys are getting
Absolutely.
I mean,
not.
we
not.
weren't obese. Like
Yeah.
we were just little kids that wanted McDonald's and they gave it to us.
right. But I remember like having that conversation with her and her being so hardline. I was like,
Really?
we just don't. Well, she's like a super like health and nutrition. Like that's her
Yeah.
whole brand. Like she does. Like she's
Yeah.
very into that. And in her mind, it's like, no, you want to poison my child. And I'm
Okay.
like, okay, I can understand the give and take there, but
Yeah.
we're just not seeing eye to eye on this one.
Yeah.
No, I'm such an everything in moderation girly. And
Mhm.
I had friends that were raised in houses like that. And the way that they went off the fucking rails when they went to college, and literally it did the exact opposite of what the parents wanted because they ended up doing only that and they gained
Mhm.
so much weight
Mm-hmm.
and they just leaned into being unhealthy. So,
Yeah.
like, sometimes it can kick you in the ass the way that you never expected?
I was very no soda in the house,
Mm-hmm.
which meant anytime I'm in public and they got free refills on soda, I'm gonna have 7.
Oh my God, right?
You're like, not at
Right?
home, but I'm still going to
Yeah.
indulge.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
Yeah.
way more than I would have had if
Yeah.
we just had a
Yeah.
2-liter in the house.
That's so funny.
The way that we were so unhealthy, and
Mhm.
I was the one who introduced vegetables in my family at like
No.
17.
No.
I started just being like, I feel like I should have a salad before I eat my freaking lean cuisine or Stouffer's. And my mom and dad thought I was so insane.
Oh, look at bougie
Yeah,
over here. She
literally.
wants
Her
a
and her
salad.
Yeah, I
her
mean, this-
rabbit food.
This kind of explains my issues with food. But like,
I mean,
honestly,
it does start from inside the house usually.
But yeah, no, I mean, now they eat so healthy that they're disgusting to be around. When I eat a brownie, my dad will be like, "You sure about that?" I'll be like, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure." Okay, so how do you feel about dating someone or potentially marrying somebody and maybe you don't get along with their friends or family?
That's a complete deal breaker.
Is it a deal breaker? Okay.
Yeah, because it's like at the end of the day, a marriage. All right, like if you think about it like this, a marriage is a business partnership, right? Like I
Yeah.
said, we're like my first thought is like, how are we scheming to get to a house? How to get to
Yeah.
whatever the next step is. I'm working on that with my partner, right?
Yeah.
This is the most serious business partner I'm ever gonna have because this is like the my actual home life, the things that matter outside of whatever's going on in society. So it's like,
Yeah.
if you're looking at it like that, like there is, I'm a straight dude. So there's 3.5 billion possible matches for me. I'm going to be attracted to, I don't know, 1% of them, let's
Yeah.
say, on the
Okay.
insanely picky end. That's still hundreds of millions of people to pick through,
Yeah.
So it's like you start doing the math and it's like, there's so many people out there. Why? I mean, you're going to spend so much time with your partner's family. You're going to spend
Yeah.
so much time with your partner's friends like that.
Really? Like not just like at holidays?
For real?
I mean,
well, I don't know.
Well,
If
you're
you,
social and you guys
Yeah.
like do a lot of
If you
things together,
live
I guess.
close, I guess. But
So-
if you live far away, probably not.
I move. So that's the thing you don't realize. Like when you have kids, where's your childcare going to come from? You're going to hire
Family.
some nanny to take care of your
Okay,
18-month-old?
we did actually
Probably.
wanted to know, like, did you guys do any kind of night nurse or have a nanny or anything, or you guys were just around family, so you did that?
Yeah, so we, I just got up at night with the baby. I was night shift, she was day shift, and it worked.
See, that's a
Amazing.
partner.
Yeah.
Yes,
Men, are you listening?
because far too often the idea of a man babysitting his children is like, what are we talking about? We're not babysitting our children. We're taking care of them. Like that's just what we
you're
do.
supposed to do.
But to have it be like, I can't do this alone without my partner here. I like literally can't take care of this child because all I'm doing is babysitting. He's like, who do you guys know?
No,
she
the
gets
way-
nervous.
the way
she
that
does.
My wife gets nervous when
Yeah.
she's like, oh, I'm leaving you alone with the baby. Are you sure you're going to be okay? I'm
No,
like,
that's
she's
the
my
thing.
kid. Get out of here, you
Yeah.
nut.
Wait, I want to explore that because I actually feel like that is kind of the reason why a lot of dads sometimes act like that, because I feel like there is a nervousness that comes with being a first-time mom where you're like, are you going to fuck this up, dude? Like, are you going to I fucking did so much work.
I've seen you fuck up so much.
Yeah. Like, I do feel like there's this nervousness around, like, can you not kill the baby, please? Like, I mean, I really feel like that's an anxiety that happens when you're a first time mom, honestly.
For sure.
Well, that's like the one thing that like there's no takebacks on. Like we had like a very scary situation. I want to say when she was like 4 or 5 months old, she fell off the bed, and it was
Oh.
like
Yeah.
bad, like bad. Like I was nervous, sick to my stomach, like the most scared I've ever been in my adult life.
Yeah.
I grabbed her, brought her into bed. After a couple of days, after a day we brought her to the doctor. And the doctor couldn't even tell that anything was wrong. Brought her to the hospital. The hospital was pretty convinced there was nothing wrong. Did an X-ray anyway. Turns out mom knew it. Doctors didn't.
It's always how it
broken
goes.
collarbone. Right.
Oh my God.
And it's like, so there's nothing you can do for it, right?
No.
Right.
A baby's bones just they're gonna fix themselves. It's
Yeah.
like they're superheroes. Like they are
Yeah.
almost they're
So resilient.
indestructible everywhere except for like one little spot on their head.
Right.
Oh my God,
Um,
the soft spot is terrifying.
It's
Yeah.
very scary.
It's so scary.
But
Did you ever feel it?
Yeah.
I mean, I kissed it. I've never like
Like,
I've never been like
But did you like just like
little silly
just
putty.
like touch it
try
a
to
little with your
draw my name in it.
just like feel it a little like, oh my my God, that is so mushy. Like, is it mushy? I've never felt one.
Oh, you haven't? I mean, you don't really want to push on it. It's soft. You just a little graze just to
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A graze. Hello, I'm not pushing on it.
I'm telling you, you kiss a baby on that spot, you'll get it and not have like any fear.
Oh my God,
about what
that
you're
sounds
doing.
so fucking scary. Why are they little time bombs?
They are very terrifying.
My God, you kept yours alive and you did a great job. That's
Thank
like the
you.
hard part.
Yeah,
The first year.
Yeah, one trip to the ER in a year, so we're on like a 70 lifetime average, 90 lifetime, somewhere around there. But we're gonna try to get that down.
Winning.
So I want to touch on a little bit of friendships of the opposite gender.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you guys, is that an issue? How do you guys talk about it? What does that look like for you guys? Do you guys have friends of the opposite gender that you guys hang around with or close?
Yeah, actually. Yeah, I mean, I work on shows with a ton of women. One who I've like actually had like openly a crush on for a while and
Okay.
talked about it.
Really?
Yeah. And it's like,
But you work there, so it's different, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I work for her independently. Like she
Yeah,
hired
yeah.
me on to work on her show. But it's like yeah, I don't know. The you don't really have much time for friendships
Well, I know that.
when
When you have a
but
kid.
does it count if it's friends of another couple? Like if your friends are another couple?
Well, what I was going to ask is, okay, so you were attracted to the person that you work with, but if you were attracted to a girlfriend that you had and now you're with a partner, you have a kid, would you still continue to hang around with that girl? Or would you kind of move away from that friendship if it made your fiance uncomfortable?
If it made her uncomfortable, of course.
Yeah,
But it's like a matter of like, I don't know. I at least think that I foster enough confidence in our relationship that it's
Yeah.
like there's nothing to be concerned here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It comes down to communication.
Yeah.
Well, with your male friends, okay, so how do men kind of maintain friendships when they get kind of married off with kids? Because I feel like it's hard enough for women, but I feel like the men totally fall off too.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. I think it's sports.
Yeah.
That's your guys' common ground. Just
Yeah.
literally, that's it.
It's it.
It is.
I mean, like
Straight men.
my best friend since high school, we talk at this point almost exclusively about either what's going on in the UFC or our one friend who still lives around the corner from the high school and goes to the games on Friday nights wearing his varsity jacket at 37 years old. Yes.
You know that guy?
Yes.
Oh my God, why
wait,
do they
How
do
fun
that?
is it to have a conversation about that guy?
Oh my
But-
God, they're
but,
such
like,
cartoon characters.
I don't
I
know.
know, right?
Like, are you real life?
I'm so confused.
Mhm.
Why are we keeping him around?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't know. I guess it hits a certain point where it's like, well, it's just never going to get better than that.
Oh
So,
my
Yeah.
God,
and
that's
it's like-
so sad.
all right, dude, I don't know, man. Like, do anything except that. But I
Ugh.
mean, if that's where you get your kicks, where you get your kicks. So what happens is now he will go to the games and then get hammered and then call up my best friend and be like, man, the boys were out there tonight. They were looking great. They were looking so strong. I love what Vinny's doing with this team right now, man. And just get super into it. And then about 20 minutes later, my best friend will call me and be like, dude, you don't understand the call. I just got
Yeah,
what?
but
It's just a piece of comedy
pretty
at this
much.
point. Yeah.
And it's like, because the problem is now, like, anytime I hang out with him, it's like, dog, am I gonna be insulted by the guy who wears his varsity jacket and goes to the game? Because he still busts balls like it's high school. You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah.
And I'm like,
He just never even grew up.
dog,
I
this
don't-
is not gonna work.
That's
So
not it.
I'm just gonna make fun of you to your face until you cry
Till you
and
get
then
it.
leave with your ugly wife.
oh, he's married.
Yeah, to an ugly wife.
Oh,
Well, I mean, you know what? See, there's someone for everyone.
yeah,
Yeah,
lid for
it's
every
true.
trash can.
Yep. There's a lid for every trash can.
Wait, so your friend also had a kid. Do you guys like talk about like the hardships of like kids and like how your
Parenthood.
relationship has struggled, or and you're just
We
like,
talk
what was
about
the
how
game?
dope it is having kids.
That's
Okay.
it.
I mean, listen, everyone who I know who's a dad loves being a dad.
Yeah.
That's
right?
amazing.
And
Yeah.
like, that's like, I
This
don't
is
know.
amazing to hear.
Yeah.
I've tried to like, I've noticed that. So the moving on, the question, like
Yeah.
moving on from dating to marriage, like the really only conversation I had with it in any real way was with my friend, he's comedian Tim Butterly, very funny guy. I asked, like, he has 3 kids and they are the most well behaved. Like when they're out in public, they are a family unit.
I
You know
love
what I
that.
mean? Like they're all working together. They're supporting each other. The big kids are taking care. Like their bigger
Yeah.
kids are taking care of my baby while the other one is taking care of their younger. You know what I mean? Like
Oh my God. Yeah. That's the dream.
He raised like the perfect family, right?
Yeah.
And like that's the one person I went to like for advice.
Of course.
And I
See?
said, like, yo, I'm thinking about getting married. Is marriage super gay? And
Stop.
he was like, I was like, I got this ring. What do you think? He goes, dude, it is, unless you have kids. He's like, once you have kids, you kind of like, you've already made that commitment. So who cares? Just make it official. Like give your kids like that family, like that classic family unit that they can understand and comprehend. And like, you know, they know you're coming together to work for them. And it's like, you know that. But outside of that, like, I don't know, my brother's been married for 3.5 years. He doesn't have any kids. It's like, why did you do that? Why did you spend all that money on a party to just go on the vacations you're going to go on with your wife?
I mean, maybe the idea was kids and it just hasn't happened.
No, they've like
they
been
don't want them probably.
planning like, all right, we're going to get all of our traveling done.
Oh, well,
then
I
we're
love
gonna
that. Then they're going to do that.
Then she's going to finish her master's and then they're going to have a kid. And it's like, I get it, but like, what was I just don't understand the point of like the wedding without the kids.
Tax benefits.
Tax benefits aren't. I'll give you that.
You get a dependent.
Okay.
You got to write that shit out.
Fair enough.
I also feel, all right, this is going to be a very hot take. And this
sorry to clown on your business, by the way.
No, you are not clowning on my business.
Okay.
I didn't catch anything as clowning.
Not at all.
Cool.
So like, okay, I have a hot take. And I've had this debate with partners, with friends, and people get real fired up. And people are going to be in the comments. People are going to be hating on me. I personally don't understand why people get married if they don't want to have kids. Because if you don't, just be with that person. Why would you legally have to tie yourself to that person? I feel like I would only do that as a woman. I'm losing a lot. So if I'm getting married, it's because I'm going to have a family with this person.
I think people assume it's just like a confirmation of the commitment, even though married people cheat.
Yeah, and half of marriages end in divorce anyway.
Right.
So what commitment are we really talking about other than like, hey, if and when this thing does become a problem down the line, it's going to be very costly for both of us.
Yeah, so that's why I kind of don't understand it if you're not planning on having children. Because I know a lot of people that got married, didn't have kids, and got divorced. And I'm like, well, what was the fucking point of that?
You got the government involved in you hooking up? Weird, dude.
Yeah. Like that situationship went way too far. Like, what did we do? So I had an ex who was very adamantly against kids, but he really wanted to get married to me. And I was like, this is weird. I personally don't need to tie myself financially to you for any reason outside of kids.
And did you not want kids of your own? Like,
no, I do want kids, and
so
that's why I didn't.
That should be the real deal breaker.
Well, that was the real deal breaker. So that was the problem.
These are some of the flags we look by.
No,
like,
he did a whole game about maybe he kind of fucked with me, but no, I mean, like,
just never thought to be like, nope.
Well,
I'm not letting you out.
I mean, but like, why would you? But I was always like, why do you want to be married?
Okay,
you know what I mean? Like, if you don't want to have a family. You could be living together. And my aunt lived with her boyfriend for 25 years. And they were like one of the tightest relationships I've witnessed.
So I have a family member who left the same woman at the altar twice.
What the fuck?
And they've still been together for 60 years. Something like that.
Oh my God.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
The way our producer just literally was like, what the fuck?
There's no way a man is rejecting me twice at the altar. And I'm like, come back for more, honey. Like, there's no way.
They were never not together.
Blocked.
It was just like.
What was his reasoning?
He got nervous.
What?
Good God.
So they're still together. They're not married.
They are married now.
So
wow.
This is where she drug him?
This is no. This is where it gets a little sketchy. So he's like legit bordering on to dementia at this point, right? Like he's kind of glassy eyed. The only time I really see him like alive and awake and like on top of it is when he's looking at my baby, right?
Okay.
Because I've noticed that like people who are a little foggy, they come out of it and like they go into like their instincts kick in where it's like, oh, I got to protect this thing, like got to engage with this thing.
Yeah.
So that's very cool, but. Other than that, he's not really all that with it. And they kind of just got surprise court married out of nowhere. And now she's talking about like, well, I have power of attorney. We're married. I think he's going to go to a home. So it's one of those things where it's like, all right, dude, now I get why you didn't marry her.
Oh my God, did she get the longest revenge ever?
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. She's been
That was a long
game.
That was a long game.
That's women
Jesus.
for sure.
Yeah.
That's actually so not where I thought that story was
No,
going.
same.
Oh my God.
The ladies always win in the end, dude.
And
They
we live
always
longer.
win. Don't mess with them.
I mean, again, to reiterate, we bleed for 4 days and don't die.
Yeah,
So
dude.
don't fuck with us. No.
I want to take it back really quick to friendship, just because, again, from the male perspective, you guys are just sports. How do your friends know that you care about them?
That's not true. So it's not, look,
Will you
I've
keep it lighter?
intertwined a lot of my social life with work. Obviously, I mean, like I work with my wife to this day, right? Like that's like I've kind of just made it my life. So, you know, like that part is intertwined. I'm able to talk to most people in my life about like, you know, work stuff or ideas or try to plan things together. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like that's a way more beneficial relationship is like, hey, like with everyone in my life, let's build something, let's grow something, let's work on something together. And that's friendship naturally forms out of that.
Okay.
You know, like if we're working together towards a common goal, like
Yeah.
that's what a friendship is in my mind.
Yeah,
So,
I get that.
and then I guess for my other friends, it's like, you know, I think the easiest way to show that you care about someone, like in a friendship wise, is like, don't ever buy anything for me. Don't do anything for me. Anything you can do to help my kid, do something nice for my kid. Like a buddy, someone who, you know, bailed on the baby shower, bailed on the baby's first birthday. I will never hold a grudge against them because they got like they knew that my baby was going to be sleeping in a room that was going to be very hot. And he said, I'll get you a new air conditioner, and just bought an air conditioner for us. And it was like, dude, you did something very kind for my baby. Like you have my love forever. So it's like, I think that's the way to show, you know, your male friends, especially as you get older, is like, I don't know, dude, just bring a transformer for the kid who likes Transformers. Like they'll think that you are dope and you clearly love the family unit that they've built.
Yeah.
So especially at this point, having the kids, it's like, how are they treating your kids or showing up for your kids more?
Yes.
Okay. And so if they do miss those events and they don't send a gift, are they dead to you?
They're not dead to me. Because like I said, I'm a guy. I give everybody leeway. Like I can't take this stuff too sensitively and too personally.
Okay,
like
good.
people have obligations. People have commitments. Everybody's busy. I
Yeah.
get that. My wife, dead to.
Yeah, see, that's the
Dead to 'em.
difference. I've literally witnessed that with women. Because,
If-
like, I've missed birthdays and it's like, I'm dead to people. I'm
If
like,
you
what the
no call,
fuck?
no show, or cancel day of, she will not stop bringing. I mean, we're talking
Oh, the
2.5
day
years
of?
at this point.
Yeah.
A day of cancellation.
That's rude as hell, and I hate that.
Yeah.
Everybody's
That's
sick
nuts.
all of a sudden.
Yeah. What happened?
COVID.
Yeah.
It's literally, I do miss that excuse, though. I'm not going to lie.
COVID.
Listen,
Have a kid. Yeah.
You can always just say the
You
kid's
have
sick.
a built-in.
Oh my God,
That's
that's
it.
so true.
Yeah.
You can get out of anything.
Oh my God, that is
Nobody
a reason.
questions it
So
if you say
now,
there's an issue with your kid.
the more
It's
you
so
know.
funny.
The more you know.
Do
Now-
you still have really close relationships with your single friends, or does that kind of like feel a lot more distant since
Ooh, that's
you're
a
at
good
different stages of your
question.
life, sort of?
I kind of look at my single friends as like, what are you guys doing?
Oh, you think they're pathetic?
It's not like I think they're pathetic.
You're like, ew, get it together.
Oh.
Stop fucking all these randos and just put a ring on it.
Yeah, there is like, I don't know, like I was talking to a friend of mine who's actually very successful, like doing great, right?
Yeah.
And it's like to the point where like he's been photographed with I've never met his girlfriend, but he's been photographed in public with his girlfriend. She's incredibly good looking.
Yeah.
And he's talking to me about having a kid. I'm like, dude, it's the best thing ever. You should do it. And he's like, yeah, I'm trying to. I'm like, what are you waiting for? He's like, gotta meet the right lady. I'm like,
What?
dude, you met everyone's right lady. Like
Yeah.
you have dudes on Instagram.
Why is he
who
dating
are-
her if she's not the right? Like, this is what
that's
I don't get.
what I'm getting. I look at that and I'm like, I can't wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
Have you ever been like, did you say, see, this is the difference between men and women. Because if my friend said that to me and their partner was like a stunning, amazing person, I'd be like, well, what the fuck is wrong with them? Why are you even dating them if they're not for you? Did you say that to him?
Hell no.
This
Hell no.
is a problem with
Is it because
Oh,
you
that's
don't
your
care?
girl, dog. I have no
God
right to have an
damn.
opinion on her.
But you don't even ask the question. That's the difference between men and women.
Yeah, okay, so also in that same token, if your friend was getting like separated or divorced or something, are you consoling them? Are you asking them questions? Or are you just like, you want to grab a beer, let's watch the game, and then like you move on?
Yeah, he's crying.
No,
He has tears.
It is definitely like, let's get a beer, watch the game, because it's like,
take your mind off it.
We need to have a baseline of being dudes here.
Yeah. So nobody's ever been like, she really hurt me, man.
Yeah,
like,
no. Ooh, I'd fight you. I'd fight you right then and there. You try to come and cry.
Emotions
like
away.
Knock that off,
this
dude.
Is the whole.
We all have trauma. I don't want to hear that around
I'm a man.
No, but
he is crying.
I don't think he's going to be crying. I think it really comes down to like, I'm going to have a real deep conversation about like, all right, what went wrong?
You will though.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I care about my friends
I
very much.
I just feel like sometimes guys like, if we're like, oh, they're getting a divorce, why? What happened? And they're like, I don't know.
Yeah, like what happened? They're like,
they're just
why
getting a divorce.
But like you kind of just did that when I was like, well, you didn't ask him why he's dating her then. I mean,
yeah, but that's different. They're still dating.
Yeah, but he said he wants to have a kid and he's not with the right person.
I mean, yeah, I would ask my friend.
Okay,
like,
then I know the answer to that question, which is why I'm not going to ask it.
Yeah.
Then just make him be the asshole out loud.
He's just fucking.
Just the obvious. Pretty much.
All right. Well, okay. That makes sense. So guys don't cry together. I get it. They do cry in private. I will tell you. I've walked in on it.
Oh, I cry. I cry so often. Like I need to be... it's going to be really weird trying to navigate not crying around my dog. I already cry in front of my wife so much. Like
So you were a crier before the baby?
Oh, since I was a baby.
Are you
like,
a Cancer?
I'm a Cancer on most people I talk to, but I'm a Taurus.
You're a Taurus. You're a Saturday.
Okay.
Very stubborn. Very stubborn. Find what I like.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
but
focused on.
they're really sensitive.
That makes so sense with everything you were just talking about, even with your relationship. You find something you like, focus on it. Loyal man for 5 years, just waiting for her to come back. Yeah, just when are you ready for me, baby?
Everyone needs a Taurus? Is this what? Should I be talking to Taurus? I mean, I'm a Gemini, so I'm just a lunatic.
I'm talking Angels in the Outfield. I'm talking Life is a House, the Hayden Christensen classic. The song Cats in the Cradle.
Oh my God,
will
stop.
always get me.
Stop.
Always get me. So you have to be comfortable crying. But crying in front of another dude?
I don't even cry that
so
often.
whack.
I do not cry like that. Like people will be like, I'll be at my weddings and my assistants will be at the ceremony because sometimes they are saying very beautiful things. They'll be like, ooh, everybody in the room is crying. I'm sitting there like,
no, you need to fire that assistant.
No, they're so emo.
That assistant is not about this life.
No, they're so sweet.
No.
I'm not a crier.
That's like being a guy working at a comedy club who's like, not delivering drinks because they got to sit and wait for the punch. It's like, nah, dude, this is not your business. Like, you're going to hear that same joke 45 times over the next week.
I think it's so endearing.
You got to keep it moving.
No, they have to be the little saddies because I'm like kind of too tough. Like, I need my little good cups.
You're the J-Lo in May. Oh, what the hell was that?
In those things. Enough?
No. J-Lo had a movie with Matthew McConaughey where she was a wedding planner. The wedding planner.
The wedding planner. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, she was like in love with her client. That shit is so weird. I've never.
No? Never once.
Fuck no.
You're telling me you've never seen one dude come in and you're like,
never.
Look, if things don't work out, here is my card.
I think I've had one client that I was like, he's moderately attractive. I mean, they're attractive, but like,
you
it's
gotta cut that.
It's so different. Like, I am so at work. I am like, everybody is like that. Like there's like a 10-mile radius. Like, I am just so able to turn it off. It's unreal. Even with vendors, I could date the vendors. I've had people email me after weddings and be like, hey, and I'm like, the way I won't respond.
Why not?
Because off limits. It's not in the world of my work, off limits.
Okay.
She doesn't want to shit where she...
I will never. I mean, I'll be friends with the vendors. We kiki and we talk shit, but that's it. I'm not marrying one. Every time I have met someone in the industry, if I met someone online and they were like, I work in events, I'm like, unmatch. I'm not doing it.
You don't want anyone in the same industry as you.
What the fuck? I don't want to be talking about what we do off the clock all day. Like, no.
All right. Well, look, I am going to I love talking about how to grow an empire behind closed doors with my lady. and we both work in the same field. So it's like we're constantly able to like
Yeah.
game plan and strategy. So like I can't wrap my head around not wanting to date in the industry where you work.
Well, all of the people in my industry do date each other. It is a lot of husband and wife teams. And I'm like, I love it and I'm here for it, but I want to date somebody who does something completely different, who can teach me things
Okay.
I never thought about. And it is fun when I'm like, I'm dating someone in finance or they're working in consulting or whatever.
Did I call it or did I call it?
They literally teach me stuff. Like I've grown my 401k.
Let's
I
go.
learn from these men.
All right.
We're getting stock tips.
Just the tips though.
No, but like seriously, I like I'm learning something different because I know too much about my industry. I don't want to talk about it. You know what I mean? Okay, so to wrap it up, do you think after dating, when you get to this stage, people should just get the fuck together and just get married? To get married or not to get married?
I feel like if you want to build a family, then yes. If you
See?
if you are hitting a certain milestone in your life where you're like, man, I should really be married by now. I should really be X, Y, and Z. Do not do that.
Yeah.
It is going to be so costly down the line.
Yeah.
Well, you're settling.
And unhappy.
Yeah.
You-
Don't
one of
do
you is
it.
going to cheat.
1000%.
One of you will cheat. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, figure out if this is what you really want. If it is, bring life into this world. And I guarantee you will fall 10 times more in love with that person who's carrying your child.
I love that.
I love that
That's
too.
beautiful.
This was a really good conversation.
Yeah.
Such a different tone than what I'm generally hearing from some people. So I appreciate
No, you're
you.
very evolved. We love an evolved man.
He's
and-
like, who?
yeah, get yourself a Taurus. Well, thank you guys so much for coming back and tuning in. Don't forget to follow at MissJudged Podcast, 2 S's. And Mike, do you want to say your tag?
At the M Harrington.
Everybody like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family. And thank you for coming.
Thank you guys.